Hey guys, Mike Rowland with the Rowland team at Platinum Real Estate Professionals here. Just wanted to pop in. Today is Saturday. I'm wearing my lazy gear today. Got some showings, but not till later on this afternoon. So just kind of hanging out. Thought I had time to do a quick little video and kind of cover some things that I guess I've been noticing after a couple years in real estate as to maybe why the failure rate in real estate is so high. For those of you who are not in real estate or just aren't aware of the statistic, 90% of real estate agents after 2 years are no longer licensed or practicing real estate. There's a couple reasons for this. One is it's not free to have a license. You have your annual dues, and they aren't the cheapest in the world. And if you're not producing or you're not doing any business, it's kind of silly to hold on and continually and to annually pay for that for the dues. So people after year two of not selling any houses, they decide to just hang it up, which I don't blame them. But let's peel a couple layers into that and see why is it exactly that they are failing. Why are they not selling any houses? I have a theory on it, and it seems silly, and it makes sense. I mean, it is because it does make sense. But it's weird when you're a teacher. What do you do every day? You teach. If you're a nurse, what are you doing all day? Well, you're doing your nursing duties. A cop, you're doing what duties entail a cop does. You're driving around, you're checking things out, you're arresting people. But it's the day-to-day constant implementation where they become good at it. They become masters. To master something, it requires 10,000 hours of practice. So, after a while, they become masters of it because they practice. They put the practice in. They have no choice. That's what they're paid to do. Conversely, with independent contractors, we don't have that. We're not forced to be anywhere. We're not forced to clock in, clock out. So it's kind of left to us to figure out, what we're going to do. And most of us, unfortunately, we're nowhere near mastery. We're not even getting the practice in. By practice, I mean making the phone calls, right? Cold calling, incoming leads, doing open houses, door knocking, everything and anything to give us the opportunity to generate more business for ourselves. We're just not doing it. Whether or not, it might be the position we're in, a brokerage isn't providing leads or giving us the mentorship needed to figure out what we need to do. Maybe we're just not motivated enough. Maybe some of us are lazy. Maybe it's just a part-time gig, right? We're just kind of doing it on the side. I get all of that. But the statistic still remains 90% fail out. And I don't think that those 90% got into it to be out of it in 2 years. So I guess my point is, it's cliche, but it's so true. Practice makes perfect. And, I'm not trying to play up my brokerage here, but one cool thing, and it was a fun byproduct. Like, it wasn't the main reason I went there, but every time I go there, there is so much moving and shaking there. And all I'm seeing is people just focusing and practicing on their work, whether it's flipping, whether it's mastering multiple listings at once, whether it's building a team, whether it's cold calling, you name it, it's going on. And it's just a fun environment to be part of. And that's a big reason why I enjoy where I'm at. I guess the takeaway from this video mainly would be if you feel you're in a position or you're actually in a brokerage where you're not seeing it, right? You're not motivated. There's no one around you that's really moving or shaking. You've got no one to cold call, or you don't have a list of people to call. You're not role playing, right? You have no one to go to open houses or go door knocking with. I would suggest you either leave that environment or you yourself change that environment. Maybe start doing it yourself and try to inspire people around you, because it's easier to practice when you have people to practice with. And I know it's harder to do scripts with somebody or to role play when it's just you. So I find an accountability partner or maybe a mentor in your office. As Tony Robbins says, success leaves clues. So I mean, it's really simple, the formula for success that I found in most books that I've read. It's the same philosophy. Find someone who's doing it and copy it. Like, not verbatim, but put your own spin on it, but get an understanding the foundation that got them there. Most of the time they're putting in the work, first ones to get there, last one to leave. But there's also stuff that they're doing that's consistent, and if implemented and copied, you should receive similar success. Maybe not overnight, but it would come. But back to my point, practice makes perfect. Get it in while you can, whether that's going over scripts, just picking up the phone, calling your sphere of influence, your family, friends, letting them know you're in real estate, and you'd love to be considered a resource for any of their real estate needs. Role playing, there's scripts you can download and print out online and just repeat it over and over and over again until you're comfortable. And the next step would be actually picking up the phone, maybe calling some expireds or for sale by owners, circle prospecting. If you need a list, talk to your broker or your team lead. I'm sure they'll be able to point you in the right direction. If not, again, consider a change or consider being that change. But yeah, I just want to jump on real quick and kind of go over it. I know it seems like it's elementary school stuff. Practice makes perfect, but it's true. You know, in most occupations, they're forced to practice. That's what they do. If they don't, they get fired. As independent contractors, and more specifically real estate agents in the context of this particular video, it's up to us. So make it happen, or find somewhere where it's already happening, and follow in their footsteps. Because remember, success leaves clues. All right, guys, have a great Saturday.